by BMs. This is Vaijayanti Patil from Turbe MPS. Today we are going to deal with the other part of Introduction to Biotechnology. Now, first let us recall what we have studied in our last class. We have studied about the types of connective tissue. The first connective tissue that we have studied is a liquid connective tissue, that is blood, which connects all the parts of the body. It provides nutrients to all the parts of the body. The second connective tissue was lymph. Lymph is basically same composition of blood except RBCs, that is except red blood cells. The components of lymph and blood are same. Lymph is also a liquid connective tissue and it is protective in nature, as number of WBC, that is white blood cells, are more in lymph. It helps our body to fight against the infecting agents. The third is alveolar tissue. This is gelatinous tissue. It basically consists of different types of cells as well as fibers. It is very elastic due to presence of elastin protein or elastin fibers, due to which it provides flexibility to the internal organs. It is present below the skin and around all the organs in our body. Next is adipose tissue. It is also known as fatty tissue that is deposited in different parts of our body. It is basically present below the skin and around the vital organ like heart. It serves as a storage for the fats, because of which the layer of fats are formed below the skin. Okay, and it functions as insulator as well as storage of fats and a rich source of energy for longer period of time. Next is cartilage tissue. This is just like it is actually a fibrous tissue, fibrous bone. It is present in between all the joints, at the tip of the nose, in the ear pinna. It gives shape to the organs as well as it provides lubrication to the joints, at the joint, to avoid the friction of bones. The next is bones. This is the hardest tissue in our body due to the matrix that is made up of calcium and phosphate. The cells present in these are known as osteocytes, embedded in the matrix made up of calcium and phosphate. You all know bones are present in our entire skeleton. So its function is to provide support to the body. It provides protection to the vital organs like the skull, which protects the brain, the vertebral column that protects the spinal cord. Okay. Whereas the hollow bones in our body, they have the bone marrows from where the other blood cells originate. So bones provides protection to the vital organ as well as it provides shape to the body as well as provides support to the body. And the last one is tendons and ligaments. This is again a fibrous connective tissue. Tendons are majorly made up of white fibers that are known as collagen fiber. Tendons, they join bones to the muscle. Tendons joins bone to the muscle, whereas ligaments, they are majorly made up of elastin fibers and they join bone to the bone. Remember this, tendons connects bone to muscles, or ligaments, they connect bone to bone. Okay, so this was about the connective tissue. Now, to start with the topic of today, we all perform different types of movements in the entire day. Okay, running, walking, writing, talking. Out of this, certain of the activities are voluntary, whereas some activities are involuntary. Okay, we all know walking, running, playing, writing, these all activities are under control of our will. When we feel like walking, we walk. When we feel like sitting or sleeping, we do that. So it is under the control of our will. Hence, it is known as voluntary movement. Next is pumping of heart. It is the example of involuntary movement. See, pumping of our heart is not under our control. It continuously keep on pumping the blood throughout the day and throughout our life. If it stops, the person will be dead. Okay, so it is involuntary movement. Similarly, here we see the movement of food. This is a food particle which is moving through the esophagus into the stomach. This movement is also not under our control. See, imagine, can you control your movement of your intestine, movement of your esophagus or your stomach? No, it is not under our control. Hence, movement of digestive tract is also an involuntary movement. How does this movement takes place? Now, this movement takes place because of special feature to the skeletal or to the muscular tissue. What is that special feature? Our muscles can contract and relax. Do you know why does this happen? Contraction and relaxation of the muscular tissue is due to presence of contractile proteins. These muscle fibers are made up of special fibers known as actin and myosin fiber. These are names of protein, actin and myosin protein. These are actually the contractile proteins which contracts and relax at particular time and results into movement of the muscles. Now let us study this in detail. What are the characteristics of muscles? Now, it is composed of muscle cells or muscle fibers, which is made up of actin and myosin fibers. Muscle fibers are elongated and large. They are very long and large. They are contractile proteins are present in the fiber. Which are those contractile protein? Actin and myosin. Its major function is contraction and relaxation. Now, types of muscular tissue. Based on the location or based on the function and composition of the muscular tissue, it can be classified into three different types. The first is known as striated muscles. Second is known as smooth muscles, which looks like this. And the third is cardiac muscles, which look like this. So remember, three types of muscular tissue based on their structure. They are first striated muscles, second smooth muscles, and third cardiac muscles. Now let us study each of these in details. First is striated muscle tissue. This is the picture of striated muscle tissue. You can see the structure. They are elongated and cylindrical, just like the pipes. This blue color structure that you see, they are known as nucleus. Observe this picture carefully. You can see that the nucleus is present on the upper surface, on the surface of the muscle fiber. Okay. So the muscles, striated muscles are long, cylindrical, multinucleated. See the number of nucleus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are many nucleus on one single fiber. Hence it is known as multinucleated. There are no branches. That is, it is unbranched. There are alternate dark and light bands on these muscles, and they are attached to the bones. Now see, you can see over here the dark and the light bands. When you see the section of striated muscle under microscope, a stained slide, you can see these dark and light bands. Where are they present? They are attached to the bones. As they are attached to the bones, they are also known as skeletal muscles. The striated muscles moves under our wheel. That is, when we feel like walking, we can walk. When we feel like sitting or writing, we can do the particular activity. So that is under our control. Hence, striated muscles are also called voluntary muscles. Location of striated muscles. As I have explained, they are known as skeletal muscles. Striated muscles are attached to the entire skeleton. It starts from your face till the toes of your legs and tips of your fingers. Okay. Everywhere muscular, striated muscles are present. Function of striated muscle is it brings about movements of arms, legs during the activities like running, speaking, dancing, writing, and all these activities. Next is smooth muscles. Now, observe the diagram carefully. You can see the shape of the muscle fiber. These are smooth muscle fibers. The shape is pointed towards the end. See, here it is pointed. At this end, it is pointed. So it is, this shape is known as tapering. It is tapering at the ends and flat in the middle. This is known as spindle shape. Okay, this is known as spindle shape. Next, if you observe, this is a nucleus. Each muscle fiber is having only one nucleus. See, only having one nucleus. So it is uninucleated. Okay. Then you can see that there are no branches. There are no branches. So it is also unbranched muscle fiber. Characteristics of smooth muscle tissue are muscle cells are short. They are spindle shaped. As I explained you, they are spindle shaped, uninucleated, and unbranched. They do not have dark and light bands on it, and they are not attached to the bones. Movement of smooth muscle is not under the control of our will. Hence, it is involuntary in nature. Smooth muscles are involuntary in nature, which means it is the movement is not under our will, control of our will. Okay. Now, location of the smooth muscle fiber. It is present in the lining of blood vessels. It is present in the lining of our digestive tract. It is present in the uterus, in the vital organs of our body, in the urinary bladder, as well as in the iris of eyeballs. So this is the location of smooth muscles. See, they are present in blood vessels. It causes relaxation and contraction of blood vessels. It is present in the alimentary canal. It is present in the iris of eyelids, eyeballs. So it also helps in movement of eyelids. It is present in the digestive tract. So it also helps in passage of the food through alimentary canal and contraction. Now, the next is cardiac muscle tissue. Let's see the diagram. Observe it carefully. Now, here, this is actually a mixed type of muscle tissue. You can see elongated fibers as well as the spindle fibers. These are branched, and you can see that there are many nucleus in the fibers. Okay. So, cardiac muscle fiber is actually a mixed type of tissue, muscular tissue, where the muscle fiber connects with each other. That attachment is known as intercalated disc. Remember, when the muscle fiber attaches with each other, the connecting point is known as intercalated disc, and these are the nucleus. Now, muscle cells are cylindrical, uninucleated, and branched. Structure, they have dark and light bands on it. Cardiac muscle is present only in the heart. It is found only in the heart. So heart is made up of these muscles. Their movements are not under the control of our will. Heart, pumping of heart is not under our control. So cardiac muscle tissue is involuntary in nature, as well as the contraction and relaxation of cardiac muscle is rhythmic. There is rhythmicity, means at particular interval of time it will contract and it will relax. See, if you all know, our heart beats 72 times per minute. On an average, 72 times per minute our heart pumps. Okay, this may vary in certain conditions, like if you are doing exercise, if you are running, if you are exhausted, the heartbeats may increase. If someone is resting or if someone is ill in that condition, the heartbeat might be reduced. So the number of heartbeat may vary according to the condition, but on an average, our heart beats for 72 times per minute. This is why it is known as rhythmicity. There is a particular time lapse for each contraction and relaxation of our heart. That is known as rhythmically. The contraction and relaxation undergoes rhythmically. So this is how the heart pumps. Function of cardiac muscle is contraction and relaxation of the heart. Now, let us recapitulate what we have studied today. First, we have seen striated muscles. Characteristics of striated muscles are the muscle fibers are long, they are cylindrical, they are unbranched and multinucleated, many nucleus on the surface. When observed under the microscope, you can see dark and the light bands on the muscle fibers. Okay. Now, it is long, cylindrical, unbranched, and multinucleated. Striated muscle fibers are having alternate dark and light bands, and they are attached to the bone, to the entire skeleton. Hence, it is also known as skeletal muscles. Next, function. It causes movement of hands, legs. It helps in running, talking, walking, and movement which are carried out by this movement, these muscles. As all these movements are under control of our will. It is also known as voluntary movement, and the muscle fibers are known as voluntary muscle fibers. Next is the smooth muscle fibers. They are spindle shaped, small, and uninucleated. Unstriated. They are also known as unstriated muscles because there are no dark or light bands on it. So, unstriated or smooth muscles are spindle shaped, small, and uninucleated. They do not show any type of striations and are not connected to the bones, but it are present in the inner lining of the internal tissues. Functions are opening and closing of eyelids, movement of food in alimentary canal, muscles which carry out contraction and relaxation of blood vessels, urinary bladder, and all the tissues inside. The next type is cardiac muscle. This is actually a mixed type of muscle which is cylindrical, branched, and uninucleated. It is also known as striated as it shows dark and light bands on it. These are specially present in the wall of heart. Entire heart is made up of cardiac muscle. These cardiac muscles are associated only with the heart. It shows rhythmic contraction and relaxation, which leads to pumping of our heart or heartbeats. These are not under the control of our will, hence they are also known as involuntary muscles. Now, let us see the assignment. Why striated muscles are called voluntary muscles? Remember, students, we have discussed striated muscles are the muscles that are attached to the skeleton. Movement of our skeletal muscle tissue is under the control of our will. Hence, they are known as voluntary muscles. What are functions of smooth muscles? Smooth muscles are present in the lining of internal vital organs, such as it causes in digestive system movement of food, in eyelid movement of eyelids, in case of urinary bladder contraction and relaxation of urinary bladder. It is present in the blood vessel where it causes contraction and relaxation of the blood vessels, which helps in circulation of the blood. So based on the position, particular function is performed by the smooth muscles. Now let us discuss this table. See, first the muscle type. First is striated muscle or the skeletal muscle. Shape, it is elongated, cylindrical, and uninucleated. Elongated, it is elongated, cylindrical, uninucleated. Striations, it shows dark and light bands under microscope. Nature, as it is under the control of our will, it is known as voluntary muscle. Next is smooth muscle tissue. You can see the shape is spindle shape, that is tapering at both the ends and flat in the center. It is uninucleated, that is, it is having single nucleus. It is unbranched. Talking about striation, smooth muscles do not have dark and light bands, so striation is absent. Movement of smooth muscle is under the control of our will. Hence, sorry, movement of the smooth muscle is not under the control of our will. Hence, it is also known as involuntary in nature. Last is cardiac muscles. These are mixed type of the tissue. It is elongated, branched, uninucleated. Each segment is uninucleated. Striations are present. They shows dark and the light bands on it. Talking about nature, it is not under the control of our will. Hence, it is involuntary in nature. Okay. So students, I hope you all have got the concepts clear about the muscular tissue and its types, in which we have discussed about the smooth muscle, striated muscle, and cardiac muscles. If in case you have any doubt, we can just discuss it by now. Thank you, students. If in case there are any doubt, we all can discuss it. So, yes. Any
हेलो टीचर।
doubt?
ओके, अगर बच्चों को कुछ डाउट्स है तो आप पूछ सकते हो।